Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Stephanie.
This is the Reading Nook Magic podcast.
And today we're going to be discussing The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I don't know why I have trouble with that title. Typing it, saying it, I cannot. It just doesn't resonate in my head. But by Carissa Broadbent.
So, mixed reviews from us personally on this one. Actually, not really mixed reviews.
We have a mixed.
Yeah, I overall enjoyed the book. I'm a little biased because I love vampires. Overall, liked Raihn and Oraya, and it was enjoyable for me. I got a little slow, but overall, 3.5. 3.5.
Oh. Is this your first, under
3?
4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Goodreads has it as 4.29 stars, 600,000 ratings, and 68,000 reviews. And, I got 3 stars.
Yeah, this is the first time we're pretty significantly off from the masses.
Yeah. I don't know. It was fine. It was fine.
You know, I think actually I need to wait. Hold on.
Here we go. Here goes the change of the stars.
Well, wait, because hold on. I think this book, I think that's my cumulative 2-part rating.
Oh, you're adding them together?
Yeah.
We
so
are only
I think
talking
this,
about the
I
Serpent
know,
and the
this
Wings of
one,
Night.
this book, the first one, 3.75. I think it's like a little, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this one. The next one got a little slow and redundant for me. So I think overall this one's 3.75.
I agree that one was better. I'm still at a
3.
Still at a 3. It was fine. It was
Again,
fine.
the 3 is not a bad rating either. It means it was great. It just wasn't groundbreaking.
Yeah.
The House of Night is super dark. Goddess is dark. The society is brutal. They set the tone right from the beginning of the book, and they say it was true. Death was everywhere in the House of Night. Parents killed their children. Children killed their parents. Lovers took each other's lives in the night. Gone too far in the throes of passion. The Nightborn forged their people and their blades from steel, hard and cold and unforgiving. And you definitely feel that even in the interactions with Oraya and her dad, Vincent.
Which we don't quite know that yet. But
she still calls him her father.
Yeah.
Like her father figure. It's definitely dark. But that's what vampire worlds are, right? Because I mean, it's like pretty traditionally vampires are cold. Mm-hmm. They don't have a soul. They're the undead, you know? So
I feel like you have to take the reins on this one because this is probably the first. I mean, there were gods in this book, but this was probably my first mainly vampire story. Usually, the books that I've read, I know enough about them, but it's just not something that I've really explored before this.
Okay, well, this is interesting. That's brand new information for me. I gotta be careful how I
thought
say
about it before.
This is not,
and this is light. Then I feel like,
yeah,
right?
this is not a good intro into falling in love with vampires.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, this is vampires at a very base level, in my opinion. In that, they suck blood and they can't go in the sun, and they could fly.
Yeah, and they want human blood, and they'll take lives. There's no whatever.
Yeah,
remorse.
The lure of vampires, the seductiveness of vampires.
Yeah, they didn't talk about that too much.
It's not. Yeah, that's really a vampire to me. So that actually, ironically, I'm glad you brought that up because it is missing.
Maybe that's why I was just like, meh.
Yes, that part is definitely not in this book. Yeah, I mean, I just accepted it. But again, my love of vampires is based off of a lifetime of being obsessed with vampires.
Same thing. You give me magic and witchcrafts, and it doesn't matter if there's holes in the story. I'm gonna make it awesome because it's that little taste of what I love. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I can fill in the blanks.
Yeah,
that's a good way to that makes sense. That's actually probably has something to do with why. Yeah.
That's why I love these little fireside chats.
Yeah, we I don't know if it comes off genuine, but we genuinely come up with new things where we turn the camera on and we're just well, that's a brand new thought.
We powwow, we talk about the books throughout, we'll read the books and we talk about it with each other and we'll sit here and we'll prep and whatever and we still throw a wrench in it.
So right from the start, we get into this. We know that there's going to be some sort of war conflict, right? They talk about it right from the beginning. And our apologies if we mispronounce, because even Steph doesn't know how to pronounce all of these.
I did not listen to the audiobook, so I cannot confirm or deny.
But, the centuries long conflict between the Nightborn, the Rishans, and the Haj.
Yeah, I don't know. My brain wants to say Hiaj, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, so,
Well, whatever. So those two distinct bloodlines within that kingdom. And right from the start, like that part is probably what loses me a little bit because I'm just like, like they kind of, she touches on it almost from the start that it's like the gods just having fun watching them fight. So,
like the puppet master.
I mean, vampires in general, again, to speak to that, are like very power hungry. And again, they're bored too. So, like,
Because you have a eternity
to sit there and I don't even know, engaged into participating in anything. Pointless. But I mean, isn't all war kind of usually pointless? It's all like inherited drama from centuries and generations that you weren't even alive for.
Yeah. That's like something that my brain doesn't. I don't know the psychology behind war and necessity and strategy and all of that. Like, I don't even know how to participate in a conversation about it.
Truly, I don't either because I'm not super political. Like, I feel like I'm a fighter, but it's got to be personal for me. Yeah, if a group of people were to attack someone I love or kill a bunch of innocents or something like that, I could see myself getting into it and being like, yes, we write it down. But I just can't understand, like...
It's funny because so many times in this book, I was like, Oraya is Katie. Katie is Oraya. And then, like, how she's, like, the Robin Hood of humanity, like, killing the vampires that she sees attacking the humans for no reason and having a little snack.
I love that.
Yeah.
The vigilantism.
Yeah.
And then Raihn joins in with her and, you know, eventually in the second book, they get thanked for doing it. Like, people know they're doing it. I'm finding a lot of parallels as we're sitting here between the Blood and Ash series, though, because, oh my goodness, Flesh and Fire series. Serafina goes into the kingdom and heals everyone secretly, too. You know, which isn't really exactly vigilante, but it is. Like, they're breaking away and sneaking in and carrying, you know, the champion for the helpless. I don't know. I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah. Poppy was the one taking the life, right? No, she was taking the pain. I think Vincent says something about, you know, she's prey in a world of predators or something like that.
You say she's like me. She is. She isn't. I don't know. But there's definitely like a progression with her character. Like, she starts out, she's got that little spark and that fire. She bites Vincent when she first meets him as a little girl, but she's also scared. She's bred to be afraid. She's in a world that wants to eat her.
Yeah. Has to look over her shoulder everywhere. Can't go off.
Can't interact with anybody. Can't bond with anyone. Can't have friends. Super isolating. A lot of these female main characters are super isolated and like tortured in their childhood. I don't know if we need to torture them so much.
And they're all badass warriors, right?
They talk about this. And then I realized that fear, when embraced, hardens and sharpens, and it becomes rage, and then rage becomes power. Right? So it's like she feels helpless. She's literally bred and trained and told, don't you show emotion. Be like a vampire. Don't have that weakness. Don't let anyone know. And just like harnessing that rage for strength, which works. I mean, it's probably the part I can relate to. Yeah, I know it's not you at all. It's the complete opposite of you.
Like, cannot relate.
But you're a lot like Mish, and she loves Mish, so there you go.
Yeah, I love Mish. Mish is my girl.
So what do you think about the relationship between Oraya and Vincent?
It's really hard to say because obviously it comes full circle in both books, but there's a lot to be desired about what's actually happening. Like, is she hearing his voice actually in her head? Like, that was always messing with me. Like, is he actually somehow like sending the messages to her? Like, it's real. She's creating these thoughts. You know, there was the part towards the end, well, in the middle and then the end, when they were talking about what the Coriate, very skeptical of it because I just assumed that we know so much about Vincent and how much killing he did to get his power that, okay, yes, for whatever reason he wasn't killing Oraya, But was he using that because she actually was going to be more powerful than him? Because if he tied his life to hers or she tied her life to his, then she could never overthrow him.
Yeah.
So, like, I just, like, I didn't like it. Like, I'm glad that it didn't happen. It always felt like I don't know, just felt wrong. I was like,
yeah, I mean, I think that's her relationship with him is so conflicted because she's not sure. Like, does he love me? Is this for him? Like, obviously, you know, at one point she says, you know, there is a selfishness to him wanting me to win the Kahari. Again, I don't know.
Kajari.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I say Kajari, but whatever. That was fun.
Because she's the one person he can trust. And if anyone else wins, then he loses power, right? If she wins, then we come to find out there's more to it. But, you know, that's as much as we're all given in this book. And it's very unclear. Like, does he care about her? Does he not? Is it self-serving?
So weird, right? That he would send her off into that, like, Hunger Games, like,
death arena.
Oh my gosh.
Which is honestly pretty intense. Like, I usually have this delusion that I can survive trials. But there was something about her not being able to see at all at one point and, like, even know where they are. And they have all these heightened senses. And vampires are, like, super great, like Fae. They have really great hearing. They have really great eyesight.
I know,
they
the
have really
irony
great...
of this kid winning the Kashari against
But she's
the supernatural. I know, I get it.
And she doesn't want alone. Like, if Raihn wasn't there, she would have been dead the first night.
Yeah.
I mean, fact.
I mean, even, like, what's his name? Ibrahim or something like that. Like, he's one of the last people in the trial. Like, come on.
Well, you know, luck.
Come on.
Gotta have a protagonist, so.
I think you would be the human to survive because you're such a psycho.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have to believe it. It's either I'd survive or I'd die quick. It's like one or the other. Like, it's just like, I remember my mom would be like, I don't have to worry about you being kidnapped because it would just either go, you could be kidnapped, but you won't be tortured. They'll either kill you really fast or they'll just get rid of you.
Throw you out of the car.
This one is way too much work. It's true.
I mean, I think it's a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I also was very, very preoccupied though with him speaking in her mind because I didn't know either. I was like, is he speaking to her telepathically? Is she just imagining what he would say? Again, it reminded me of Poppy and Serafina in the Blood and Ash and Fire and Flesh series because it's like Poppy heard Victor, Serafina heard Sir Holland, and like Victor, you know, Oraya heard Victor, and they were all like father figures to all three of them, but also their trainer, right? So they taught them how to fight. They taught them how to be a warrior.
So the commands just become so embedded in your mind that it just starts to happen when you're not around them.
Like, you know what they would say.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you're close with anyone, I feel like I can imagine your
Katie
voice.
say?
Yeah. What would you say right now? You'd probably say this, this, and this. Like, I don't know. Like, what are you fucking doing?
My second cup of coffee and I'm yawning.
Well, I mean, we have been doing this for a while.
Still.
Raihn.
Raihn.
Yeah, I like Raihn. I like Raihn and Oraya too, in general.
Yeah.
But Raihn is just a really stand-up character to me for a lot of reasons.
He's swoon-worthy.
He is swoon-worthy. And he's not annoying at all. He never annoys me once.
No.
Never once. He's
Except
never
for
pushed.
There she is.
That annoyed you?
After a while.
Really?
Like,
I liked
it became like the catchphotherapy that I was like, all right, here we go. But
maybe
like,
by the second book. In this one, it didn't annoy me. No, I thought it was
not in
endearing.
this book. Sorry, just
yeah. Sorry, we're not there yet. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he's not pushy. He respects her boundaries. He respects her. He actually doesn't even seem to fall like too unrealistically fast for her. Like, he obviously is drawn to her and he cares about her and he encourages her and he's like excited by her, but he's not like, oh my God, I'm in love with you the second I met you.
yeah.
It felt real. It felt like a realistic progression of people falling for each other to me.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
The groundwork was there. The jokes were there.
Because I think he was serious when she said, give me, what did she say? Give me your honesty or give me truth?
Yeah, give one truth or whatever, something like that.
Okay. When he admits that it's for the Alliance, but she's also easy to kill when the time comes. You know, like he wasn't there yet.
No.
I believe he meant that.
I do too. And I also believe he's just like a genuinely good, once human, now tortured slave turned warrior. And he just isn't going to kill anyone for that matter for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, yes, would he have if he hadn't fallen for, I don't know, maybe, but like, I'm sure he's killed a lot of people he didn't want to kill.
Yeah.
I don't think he like just goes out on this, obviously.
No, he didn't want to kill her, but he wasn't.
But he would, yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, just like a really strong character. He's easy. I could see why anyone would fall for him. He believes in her. He sees her. I love when he tells her to promise me you'll never stop fighting at the end when they're like battling each other. Seems really selfless to me. I don't know. It hit me. I think one of the things about Raihn that probably makes him so good is that he does cling to his humanity, which that is a common theme in vampire books, is like the vampire that clings to their humanity is usually the one you fall for, right? Because vampires are terrible.
Yeah.
And, you know, in spite of becoming physiologically dependent on blood and violence and losing, that's what's so powerful about vampire love stories is that they turn into a completely different creature. They turn into a bloodthirsty animal. And then somehow some of them fight against that. They fight it so hard and they cling to who they once were. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think that's part of it. That's like why it's so.
The one who, like, against all odds.
Yeah, like you fight your innate being. Like they don't want to be this. Like most vampires that are turned don't know what they're agreeing to, or they don't even know what's happening, and it's not something, or they're doing it out of desperation because they don't want to die. Like him, do you want to live? Yeah, of course I want to live. But they don't know that they're entering a contract for all of eternity to lose a part of their soul, if not all of it, right? And somehow some of them seem to overcome the odds and just refuse to succumb to that. And he sits there and he tries to look at the sun until it's burning him. And, you know, he goes into the bars and
drinks the crappy beer.
And he like can turn it, like, you know, he can loosen up and not be still as stone and not look like a vampire. And
imagine wanting something so bad that like, you can do that.
And it's just out of reach and you can't ever have it back. I mean, he was married and had a baby on the way when he was turned. It's actually really sad.
Yeah.
It's like one thing about them. It's like you have this heightened war and this heightened warrior thing with both of them. And they're both these immensely important political figures. You know, they're both heirs, right? But I feel like the part of them that's the most endearing is like the human part of them. Like that he cooks for her and that he jokes around with her.
He's a good cook too.
Yeah. Like just like a man, you know,
He's still a man. Yeah. When he said, don't be so quick to throw away your humanity, you might find that you miss it once it's gone.
Yeah. He also says, or Oraya says, when I first met Raihn, I thought we would never understand each other. But now for the first time, I felt like someone was really seeing me and seeing the world as I did. And then that brings me to like one of the most swoon-worthy quotes that Raihn says is that he's lived through some injustice. You highlighted this too. I've lived through some injustice in the last couple centuries, seen some fucking travesties. But one of the biggest, Oraya, is that anyone taught you that you should ever become anything other than exactly what you are. And that like hit me right in the gut because I was like, I don't even know if he was fully in love with her at that point. I think he was just actually genuinely appalled that like, at the time, Oraya hated being human.
Yeah.
He wanted nothing more than to be human again and to feel those things. And she was bred to believe that humans were somehow not important and were just prey and livestock and something to hate about herself. When in reality, vampires are like the worst. And I love them, which is just like, what's my problem?
It's because you are a vampire. Like, your hair is red. Your eyes glow red sometimes when you're, like, talking and the light hits, right? Like, your eyes, like, match your hair. I think you're definitely a vampire.
It's not the first time someone's told me that. And it definitely makes me so happy when that happens. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for this book. I mean, that's maybe one of the reasons it's not like a super high rating is like, it's not, I read it very fast. It was pretty to the point. Like, yes, there's all these war politics, how different houses and like all of those dynamics. But ultimately it's like girl adopted by a vampire, trials, which were cool. You know, they fall in love with each other. On a spice rating, there wasn't tons of spice, but I appreciated it. I did. I appreciated it. And I didn't want to put this book down. I definitely was excited to finish it. And then the cliffhanger at the end that Raihn is dead. Well, no, sorry. Raihn's dead. And then he comes back and then Vincent's dead. And that was that got me definitely wanting to pick up the next book. I was like, what the fuck do you mean?
What?
First Raihn's dead. I'm pissed. I think I texted you, but you hadn't gotten there yet. And then he wasn't. And then he's the heir. And then it was a big, like people joke around about the end of books just being like a clusterfuck of things happening right at the end. This one definitely delivered that.
Delivered.
Yeah. So, but that's pretty much it for this one. I definitely wanted to pick up the next one and then worth reading. I would definitely read it. I know you didn't love it.
It's fine. That's all I have. It's fine. Like you won't be mad if you read it.